"Why is that lady sad?" Kendra asked her mother, Sarah. She was standing in front of the sliding glass door in the dining room as her mother put the final touches on a pasta salad in the kitchen. "What lady?" Sarah replied. "She's over there in Buddy's yard. She has a green dress. Who is she, Mommy?" Kendra now pointed across her family's plot toward the Jeffersons' yard, where their little terrier, Buddy, often played. Sarah followed Kendra's finger, but saw no woman, no green dress, nothing at all in their neighbor's yard. Something slammed into the glass and caused Kendra to shriek and stumble backward. Sarah cried out and ran to her daughter with Thousand Island dressing dripping from her fingers. A deep laugh reflected off the glass. "Oh, you jerk," Sarah scolded Connor, her husband, as he slid the door open and entered the house with a tray full of smoked meat. He continued to laugh. Kendra recovered quickly and joined in. She forgot all about the wailing woman across the yard. The jovial spirit carried over as the family enjoyed the meal together. Even as they finished eating, the three of them remained seated around the table, laughing and teasing each other. Kendra, a mere 5 years old, was still too young and innocent to be troubled by the existential burdens of life, a fact which was relished by her parents. Kendra's expression changed mid-chuckle as she turned to face the sliding door. She slid her chair back and ran to it, pressing her hands and face against the glass. "Oh, Kendra, please don't. I just cleaned that yesterday," Sarah pleaded. "But Mommy, I hear her again. I think she's in our yard now." "Who's in our yard?" Connor asked as a sudden seriousness came over him. He pushed himself from the table and joined Kendra by the door. "I don't see anyone, kiddo." "Look harder, Daddy. She's by the fence in a green dress. She's crying. Don't you hear her?" Connor looked to his wife and shrugged. He asked Kendra if she would like to help him clean up the kitchen, which she did, and everyone forgot about the alleged woman outside. The next morning, after Connor left for work, Sarah took Kendra outside to draw with chalk on the driveway. She was quite the young artist. On that morning, she had chosen to draw an enormous tree. She had almost reached the end of the driveway when she realized she'd forgotten to leave room for the roots. There was a gutter about a foot wide at the end of the driveway, and she decided that that was where the roots would spread. "Hey, be careful so close to the street," Sarah warned. Kendra acknowledged her but continued to draw, squatting in the road to complete her picture. "Mommy, look!" Kendra's voice called with a fearful undertone and got Sarah's full attention. Her daughter was pointing across the road. There, a tall, thin woman in a green dress stood and pointed back at her daughter. She was wearing a black hood and veil, but Sarah could still make out her small, hollow eyes set deep in her pale face. The woman was gaping, or screaming, silently at Kendra. "Excuse me?" Sarah nervously called over to the woman, but received no response or reaction. She just kept pointing with her bony hand and staring with her mouth wide open. Sarah got up and ran to her daughter. She didn't notice the sound of a motor approaching. She grabbed Kendra by the shoulders and told her to get inside, never breaking eye contact with the haunting woman across the street. Still standing in the street, she shoved Kendra up the driveway when she complained. Behind her, the woman started shrieking. Sarah whipped around. The woman's finger was now pointed at her. A mournful wail seemed to be coming from all directions. It was so loud, it almost brought her to her knees. It was so loud, she didn't hear the engine roaring. She didn't hear the horn blaring. The sorrowful cry was the last sound she heard.